just now a friend told from UK, that they are looking for a skilled workforce. And therefore, that's a very big opportunity for us. Indian government has been consistently working together. Mobility agreements have been signed just in last 2 weeks with UK, with Cyprus, and with Austria. And we are in touch with the European Union on this. So migration and mobility remains on the mind of the government all the time. But the role of the Indian diaspora is extremely important too in that. And that is that they can help identify opportunities and help those Indians who are going to come once we have a centralized database available, which is like Swadesh at one time and for the returning Indians. And we use that and somehow plug it between the Indian missions and the Indian associations, especially the business ones, which are there. Indian professionals have excelled everywhere. Indian entrepreneurs, some of them are here on the dais. My friend Yusuf Ali and Mr. Siddiq are here. We have seen that they can do what and excel everywhere. But we need to be careful of one thing. Some of our own ilk often can say things that could be very difficult, make difficult for India. Can bring, like, for example, we heard about the Interior Home Secretary of UK about India. We have certain people in our diaspora who can create problems for India's national interests. In Canada, for example. So large number of Indian diaspora who's there, they need to take care of that particular, because it's a holistic process in which we have to move forward. I would also like to talk about West Asia. It was mentioned that in Saudi Arabia and UAE, we have 9 million of them. And they are extremely productive, dedicated, the most preferred labor force anywhere we have. But at the same time, we have to be mindful of various localization moves that are going to take place and the changes in these countries which are taking place with regard to technology. They are technologically upgrading themselves, diversifying themselves. Therefore, adequate corresponding skills need to be provided. We need to have the kind of workforce. Yesterday, this Prime Minister inaugurated the stamp which says, "Prashikshit rahiye, surakshit rahiye." So once you are educated and skilled, you are going to be extremely successful yourself and look after without getting into the trap of various agents. As far as Africa is concerned, I must say that we have limited to a certain countries in Africa mostly, although some of my friends from Cameroon, Nigeria are here. But I think that that is our biggest asset. And since the world is going to witness an Afro-Asian century, most likely from second half of this century onwards, it is important we try to invest, identify those opportunities of those countries. I remember when I was in Nigeria, the former President Obasanjo used to say that Indians are the second largest employers of Nigerians after the federal government. So you have that kind of a caliber. We have these success stories. We are all doing extremely well. In the United States, we have the highest per capita people, but we need to be careful. In the Western countries, we are also looking at growth of several ultra-rightist groups which are anti-immigration. And that will be a big challenge, and that challenge needs to be addressed. I know the time is very tight, but I'll be sharing with my colleagues in the Foreign Ministry some of my suggestions. But I'm thankful to the Ministry for including me in this panel, esteemed panel, and to share some of my thoughts. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you, sir, for your remarks. From the floor, from the audience, we can take a maximum of 2 comments or questions. Please identify yourself and the person to whom you are addressing your question.
Sir, here.
Yes, okay. Whoever has the mic first can speak.
God. Hello.
Yeah, please.
I'm Swadesh, coming from Hyderabad, Telangana. Sir, people are coming back due to Corona on Vande Bharat missions flights and chartered flights. Many migrants, they came back with empty handeds due to unpaid and due wages, the struck at end of service benefits at Gulf destinations. This is the issue. We lead a campaign, Justice for Wage Theft. But as of now, they didn't receive their back wages. We need access of justice
Thank
to
you.
the migrant
Thank you.
workers.
Thank you very much for your comment. You
Yeah.
raised this with Honorable Minister yesterday.
Yes.
I would say that this
Yeah.
question does not belong to this particular session where we are focusing on
Yeah,
migration
but
and
it's a labor mobility.
So thank you very much. We have noted
That's
your
why I'm
concerns
raising.
yesterday.
Sir,
We
here-
can move to
sir,
the next one.
Sir, I'm Ibrahim. I've come from UAE. I'm representing
good
Dubai
morning.
MCC. My question to Sri Padmasri Yusuf Ali sir. Sir, you have been a role model for many people in UAE as well as in other countries. You have mobilized around 63,000 plus employees in your 245 outlets and shopping malls. You have not only given a job to those workforce, also you make sure that their salary being used properly, they're paying, they're taking care of their parents and all those. How you do that?
What is the question now?
Question is, you make sure that all the workforce, they use their salary properly and they're taking care of their parents, they're using for good words.
Now, my friend, I am requesting my colleagues that financial management should be perfect, and the salary that you are getting, a part you should send to your parents for their medical treatment or for their food, etc. This is a request and I am writing to their parents if they are not getting money. I used to send, I cut their salary and send to their parents sometimes. If they didn't agree, I myself is sending to their family. So this, as a humanitarian, we have to do this.
Sir, one second.
One last
Yeah,
question
my name is Advocate Y.A. Rahim, President of Indian Association Sharjah. So we, from the Gulf, a lot of delegates are here. We didn't get any opportunity to raise our issues. I know this is a separate section handled by the ministers and all. Mr. Wibil, long period he was the Consul of United Arab Emirates, and he has served well. And here, Mr. Yusuf Ali M.A., our foreign ambassador, he is here, he will raise all the issues. But some kind of things has to be raised here. Number one, the voting rights of the Pravasis. The Election Commission already decided, and it is in the table of the Government of India. Honorable Minister, he is here, he is a good minister. He is the one who allotted the National Testing Agency, the Sharjah Indian School as a center. Sir, we take this opportunity to express our gratitude to you. And the second thing, after the voting rights, you know, the entire Gulf, they are suffering a lot because of the exorbitant fare. So please, the Air India already sold to the Tata, so we have to find out some sort of things to cover the exorbitant airfare, and you have to intervene the airlines to reduce the fare.
Thank you, Rahim sir. Thank you. We've noted your concerns, but
And
please.
moreover, otherwise, give the chance to charge the flights. We will do that.
I would request whoever is taking the floor, please stick to the topic of this session. We have very eminent panelists. We will take only one last question or comment, after which I would request Honorable Minister to make his concluding remarks.
Namaste,
Thank you very
Bhaiya.
much.
This is Avinash.
Namaste.
This is Avinash.
UAE. Namaste, this is Ramesh Shah.
I represent Global Talent Exchange. We are a platform for NRIs who are looking at returning back to India. It's lovely listening into all the panelists here talking about what NRIs are doing and how the mobility, of NRIs across the globe is going on. But is there a program or something of that sort where the government of India is looking at also bringing back the talent into India? Because there's a lot of gap when it comes to emerging tech talent. So the reverse migration or the brain gain, is there something specific being done on that space, sir? Mr. Honorable Minister, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, excuse me.
We would stop here. Please, our panelists are going to be here for some time. You can take it offline from this room because we have to start our next panel discussion. No, please sit down. No more questions or comments. I would now request Honorable Minister to answer this particular question and then make his concluding remarks, and then we finish this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
You've been a
Vipul.
great audience.
Thank you, my colleague panelists, especially Honorable Minister Jiva and all other dignitaries in the days and all the delegates of this conference. And I would like to answer one question as suggested by Vipul. If the reverse migration will be there, what is our plan? Whether we will encourage reverse migration, and if they will come, what they will do. Friends, let us see one thing. You all are talented person. We expect that also. If a person with a good business model, good business practice coming back to India, his experience and his knowledge, his wisdom is certainly complement our Indian ecosystem. We encourage all the people, whether they are in country, whether they are in outside, overseas, they all have to contribute the national ecosystem. In the era of technology, where do you stay? It doesn't matter. My dear friend Yusuf Bhai is doing business all over the world. Sometimes he is in Dubai, sometimes he is in Kerala, sometimes he is in London. This is not an issue. Where do anybody in the era of technology staying? How ethically, how good practices is implementing, that is important. I hope all of you are talented person, come back to India with new business idea and create a link. We will welcome you. There are different ministries working in the different area. I am thankful you all have remembered the entrance examination center of JEE, NEET, and now there will be CUET. Whenever our colleague will suggest somewhere in the overseas area, we are open to open more new centers of entrance. We will welcome all of your suggestions. Finally, all the panelists has given very valuable suggestions from recruitment point of view, from new area, from the standardization, from the filling of the gaps. I have noted all of them. This is a very encouraging session for me. I can visualize the changing pattern of the global sphere. Government of India is committed to create a global ecosystem. We have, I have already said, we have Skill India digital platform. Lot of panelists and lot of you also suggested how do we interact in that platform. We are open to any suggestion and any new ideas, and this discussion is very fruitful for Government of India to create progressive policy. Thank you, friends.
Well, thank you, and on behalf of Government of India, Government of Madhya Pradesh as well, let me thank Honorable Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, Honorable Minister from Mauritius, Mrs. Fazila Jiva Doraibu, and all the panelists for this session, for this wonderful session. And thank you to the audience as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, for gracing the occasion. सभी esteemed dignitaries का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद पधारने के लिए और अपने बातें, अपने experiences हमसे
हो गए हैं, we've been hearing about roads and how much energy you brought to infrastructure overall in India, the energy you brought to not just roads but all of infra, and the passion with which you worked on it. But one thing, you know, that we kind of think about, because हमने सब आपको heard you speak a lot about, you know, how important roads is, and you know, I think at one point you had quoted